Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Today we embark on a journey through the annals of history, delving deep into the tumultuous era that heralded one of the most transformative events in human history, the French Revolution. But what compels a society to rise in rebellion against its rulers? What are the underlying causes that ignite the flames of revolution? Join me as we unravel the intricate tapestry of events, ideologies, and grievances that culminated in the seismic upheaval known as the French Revolution. Picture yourself in the lavish courts of Versailles, where opulence and extravagance reigned supreme. The splendor of the royal court stood in stark contrast to the stark realities faced by the common people. As the nobility reveled in luxury, the masses toiled under the yoke of poverty and oppression. Yet, it was not merely economic disparity that fueled the flames of discontent. Beneath the surface simmered a cauldron of social unrest, exacerbated by centuries of feudal privilege and entrenched class divisions. The rigid social hierarchy, with its clergy, nobility, and peasantry, bred resentment and disillusionment among those relegated to the lower rungs of society. But it was not only within the confines of France that discontent brewed. Across the Atlantic, the winds of change swept through the colonies of America, igniting the flames of revolution and inspiring the ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity. The American Revolution served as a beacon of hope for those yearning to break free from the shackles of tyranny. Meanwhile, across the Channel, the Enlightenment cast its illuminating gaze upon the shores of France, ushering in an era of intellectual ferment and philosophical inquiry. The works of Rousseau, Voltaire, and Montesquieu challenged the very foundations of monarchical authority, planting the seeds of revolutionary thought in the fertile soil of the French consciousness. The Enlightenment, with its emphasis on reason, liberty, and progress, provided the intellectual underpinnings for the burgeoning revolutionary sentiment in France. Philosophers like Rousseau espoused the principles of popular sovereignty and the social contract, arguing that government derived its legitimacy from the consent of the governed. Voltaire's advocacy for freedom of speech and religious tolerance resonated with those who yearned for greater individual liberties and autonomy. Montesquieu's theories on the separation of powers influenced the conception of constitutional government and the need for checks and balances to prevent tyranny. As these Enlightenment ideals permeated French society, they sparked a reevaluation of traditional hierarchies and power structures, emboldening the populace to challenge the divine right of kings and demand a more just and equitable social order. The Enlightenment not only laid the groundwork for the French Revolution, but also ignited a global wave of intellectual and political upheaval that would shape the course of modern history. Yet, it was the spark of fiscal crisis that ignited the powder keg of revolution. The extravagant expenditures of the monarchy, coupled with the burden of mounting debt, pushed France to the brink of financial ruin. Attempts to levy taxes on the privileged classes met with staunch resistance, further exacerbating tensions between the crown and its subjects. Amidst the opulence of the royal court, where excess and luxury reigned supreme, the common people struggled under the weight of heavy taxation and economic disparity. The nobility and clergy enjoyed exemption from many taxes, leaving the burden to fall disproportionately on the shoulders of the peasantry and burgeoning bourgeoisie. The glaring disparities in wealth and privilege fueled resentment among the lower classes, who bore the brunt of financial hardship while the elite reveled in extravagance. Furthermore, France's involvement in costly wars, such as the 7 Years' War and its support for the American Revolution, drained the treasury and deepened the nation's financial woes. The heavy toll of war exacerbated the already precarious economic situation, leading to inflation, food shortages, and widespread suffering among the populace. Meanwhile, the monarchy's failure to implement meaningful reforms or address the systemic inequalities only served to exacerbate social unrest and discontent. As discontent simmered and economic grievances continued to mount, the seeds of revolution took root in the hearts and minds of the French people. The growing calls for equality, justice, and representation found resonance among a populace weary of oppression and exploitation. The stage was set for a revolution that would forever alter the course of history, propelled by the unyielding determination of a people yearning for liberty and equality. And so, on the eve of revolution, the people of France rose up in defiance against the injustices of the Ancien Regime. The storming of the Bastille, a symbol of royal tyranny, marked the dawn of a new era, one defined by the fervor of revolutionary zeal and the fervent desire for change. As the guillotine claimed the heads of kings and aristocrats, the French Revolution unleashed forces that would reshape the very fabric of society. The Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen proclaimed the inherent rights of all individuals, laying the groundwork for modern notions of human rights and democracy. Yet, amidst the euphoria of liberation, the revolution descended into chaos and bloodshed. The Reign of Terror, with its ruthless purges and mass executions, bore witness to the darker impulses of revolution, as idealism gave way to fanaticism and moderation yielded to extremism. But even in the midst of turmoil, the French Revolution stood as a beacon of hope and inspiration for oppressed people around the world. Its ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity reverberated across continents, igniting the flames of revolution and forever altering the course of history. In conclusion, the causes of the French Revolution are manifold and complex, rooted in centuries of inequality, oppression, and injustice. Yet, amidst the turmoil and upheaval, one thing remains clear. The French Revolution stands as a testament to the power of the human spirit to rise against tyranny and forge a path towards a brighter tomorrow. Thank you for joining me on this journey through history. May we never forget the lessons of the past as we chart the course towards a more just and equitable future.